I review things again for the second time because I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. In today's episode, we're going back to a mixer that I reviewed 2 reviews ago. I reviewed this exact mixing board, and there was some. The video didn't turn out very well. It turned out very well in terms of views, but unfortunately, it wasn't in the right place because there's the way I reviewed it was not correct. So, because I literally used the direct line-in feed from the camera that's currently being used to record this, and it just didn't sound right because, with it being designed for the Rode video mic that I typically use for my videos, which is usually outputs at a very lower level, usually line level. We get a lot of problems with that. Clipping was a huge problem with this. Clipping might even be a slight problem on today's episode, but anyways, we're going to kind of roll with it. I wanted to make today's review because, a lot of things have come up after I made that review, and from just general use, just using it as the daily use mixer kind of caused a few things with it. So I think I'm going to go over a few things. Again, the video originally did not do that much justice to the whole thing, but cool thing about this video, it's being recorded kind of half live, I guess. Another thing about this mixer that I didn't notice in my review until I actually posted it, and actually it was only recently, a few weeks ago, because one of the big reasons I got this mixer is because I was going to be picking up a lot of audio equipment, more specifically getting into cassette and vinyl and all that, and I needed the channel space so I can record all the things, as well as improve some other stuff for all my synthesizer collection and all that. Anyways, so that's why I kind of picked this thing up. The big thing is that the problem is when I started digitizing the vinyl, I started using the USB output thing, which one comment I had actually gotten had asked me, is this both an in and an out? I kind of answered this in the reply. I said that it does both in and out, yes, but that's with a caveat, a huge caveat. So what I'm going to do now is, right now I'm recording this both through the USB output. In fact, I think up until this point you will have been hearing this from the USB output because I've been kind of monitoring both, and the direct line out into my laptop is kind of a little bit clippy here and there because I have a bit of a lower level thing. But anyways, because I'm kind of clipping over on the mic side here. So I'm going to swap over to the normal stuff. And so where I'm going is I'm going to pan completely left. If you're listening to this in stereo, which you probably should be, maybe listen to this through headphones. This is in stereo, so you are currently hearing me on the left channel. Now, I've just moved the pan knob, and I am on the right channel now. Now, why am I bringing this up? In fact, let me go back to center, just so I don't annoy every single one of you and make you click off this video like I probably did for the last time I did this review. So why am I bringing this up? I'm just going to, in post-processing, I'm just going to play this thing again through the USB input. So, pan completely left. If you're listening to this in stereo, which you probably should be, maybe listen to this through headphones. This is in stereo, so you are currently hearing me on the left channel. Now, I've just moved the pan knob, and I am on the right channel now. All right, I'm assuming that by this point, I will have had spliced in the USB input version of this, and you'll kind of And one thing you'll kind of notice about that is that it's supposed to be in stereo, and yet it isn't. And you know it's kind of funny because in fact, I'm also going to I think I'm going to splice in a screenshot of in fact what Audacity thinks of it. Now because I'm recording, because both on my Mac and my Linux systems, which are the only two operating systems that I kind of use, and I bet if I switch over to the Windows partition of my laptop, I'd probably also get to the same result. But yeah, one thing that kind of makes itself glaringly obvious is that every OS agrees that it is 2 ins, 2 outs. This USB input is both stereo input, stereo output. And now, what you just heard, if I'm looping over it correctly, is the USB input. So, and that is not in stereo. It's kind of mono. So it's kind of like they faked stereo, like they bridged the connections. They only had like one output, and then they just connected it to, they just made it act as if it were stereo, despite being a mono device, despite having a mono recording. Otherwise, playback is still mono, but yeah, that is one thing. And this is also a thing with the USB input as well, because off camera I kind of did the same thing with the USB, with a flash drive, because that's what this whole thing is about. It's just, it didn't play out very well because it was also in mono when it went into recording. But again, you pull it up in VLC, you pull out the media info out of it. It says it's in stereo, but there is no stereo separation to be found. So that is one warning you'll have to worry about, you'll have to heed. Luckily though, my laptop is literally 11 years old and has 2 headphone jacks, one for actual stereo recording, so I've been using the direct feed from that. I've just not bothered with recording onto that. And also for some reason, because I have so many things on my USB hub, it just adds it has some, I won't say it's got some things with stereo. It's like, well, actually no, it's not stereo, but it adds some noise into the recordings. Again, another thing you may want to be wary about, it's really in the back and you have to really turn up headphones for it, but I don't know. Make of that what you will, I guess. But yeah, so that's kind of how this mixer's been for me for the past 6 months. I apologize for the previous videos, kind of quality or lack thereof, because that's kind of, because I didn't mean it to be that clippy. It's just things and stuff. And anyways, so going back and re-reviewing it, what do I think? I'm gonna have to give it I'm gonna have to kind of reduce it a little bit to about a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. It's not the best, because there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. Again, for the price, it's pretty good. It's really minor nitpicks that are kind of my problem. If you're really looking, it's just a bit deceptive in a lot of ways. Again, when I do a lot of work, tapes, I do digitization of tape and vinyl with this thing, and this thing just doesn't, if it's not in stereo, which, again, which is not what I want, because my whole thing is, archiving stuff, and, you kind of lose a lot of data with that, and so with that being said, that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe. It kind of lets me know if you all want more of this, even though I'm not sure if I can, because this is a random channel. I talk about whatever I want, however I want, when I want it to do it. I don't know. Whenever I want to make content for a certain week, I just make a video. Simple as that. So, if you like completely random content that kind of starts here but delves away into much more intense things and then goes into gaming and other stuff, yeah. But yeah, with that being said, that's it for today's video, and bye.